What's up, fam? Hope you are doing fantastic out there. Today, I have got a treat for you. If you like small knives, if you enjoy the little fifth pocket carries, this is the one for you. So today we are taking a look at the Osprey. This is a Jonathan Shaw or triple stripe knives design, and this is the blue titanium and stonewashed S35. You can see there blade length 2.23 inches, so it is a little guy. Really stinking cool knife though, and it really works well for that size. It does have potentially some flaws to it. We'll talk about that. It's as long as you're careful, as long as you're aware of what you're doing, this knife is really stinking cool. The problem I think where this knife is, if you're just used to using a full size knife, and we'll talk about it right up front. If you open it up like this, see right where your hand wants to go when you're trying to grip the knife is it wants to hit that hit the heel of that blade. And I've caught myself almost doing it a few times. You know, I've been handling knives daily for 30 plus years, and I've caught myself a few times almost wrapping my hand around the heel of that blade. So you just got to be careful with that. As kind of a forewarning on this, but other than that, I think this knife is extremely cool, and it may be one, especially considering the price, maybe one that I'll be adding to the collection sooner rather than later. So let's go ahead and jump in to the close-ups here. So it's at 5x zoom, we can we can get the entire thing in the frame at 5x zoom, which is really stinking cool. Really nice pivot collars here, almost trying to color match. And then we have the anodized blue hardware as well. Open pillar construction. We do have a lanyard a lanyard post there, and then some anodized pillars as well, standoffs. We have a blade hole or front flipper opening only. Really nice stylized mill pocket clip. Does really well. Like I said, this would carry fifth pocket very nicely, or you can use it as a primary. Really not a whole lot to take a look at here. It's a very small knife. We do have a single cutout here for the lock bar relief. It is perfectly centered. Lockup is perfect. Taking a look at this blade. Now they call this a Warncliffe, but this is definitely a Hawkbill blade. We've got that recurve there. Typical branding on the stonewash blade. No swedge to speak of. Got a little thumb ramp there. And again, coming into that really nice recurve Hawkbill. There you see the triple stripe logo. Really nice job on the plunge grind. Extremely quick cut off there on that plunge grind. Tons of room for sharpening because of how this knife is made. Sharpening itself looks symmetrical. No issues there. I don't think we're going to be able to see the tip very well, but looks like the tip... it might be off just a hair to the clip side. Or no, excuse me, to the show side. But it's kind of hard to tell with this tip that goes down this far. But I do believe that does go over to the left just a bit. But not a big deal there at all. So the knife, the way it works in the hand is actually pretty ingenious. The shape of the handle puts the butt of the knife right in where your pinky goes. And so it allows you to really lock this knife in. And then again, that shape of the handle just, it works. This knife is extremely comfortable to hold. I do feel the pocket clip a little bit right here in the fat of the hand because it is such a thick pocket clip. So you can see that there, it is a rather thicker pocket clip. So you do feel the clip in the hand, but it doesn't seem like it's going to create any issues at all. Again, this is not a hard use, heavy use knife, so you're not going to be really sitting out there just thrashing with it. This is meant more for for a backup, possibly a utility knife, something like that. This thing is going to absolutely destroy Amazon packages. Cutting anything like any plastic strapping, anything like that. This is going to work really well for that because of that Hawkbill. Going to be a kind of a pain in the neck to sharpen, but it's not too far recurved where you would have to get any specialized stones or anything. You just have to be really careful to not flatten or dull out that tip. But what I was saying with this, the way it has that really almost, it's more than 90-degree edge there on the heel of the blade. Whenever, and it's honestly regardless of which way you open it. So even if you do the reverse flick there, you go, it's like every time I have to really watch because my fingers get really close to that edge, and especially when you do the reverse flick, I'm used to just putting my hand on the knife like that, and when I do, you can see there how it's just ready to dig into the hand. So let's just grab any other knife. I just put up that one. Man, I don't even have my pocket knife on me here. Okay. So let's grab another Kansept. This is a tenable. So again, you reverse flick and ready to put into the regular grip, and your hand just instantly or easily avoids that blade. You don't have to worry about it. So you can see you just come in, and you do not have to really watch how you're ready to grip that knife. The same thing goes for any other, even something like this. It's a smaller knife. You reverse flick, and I come in and I'm ready to grip that knife. I'm not worried about smacking that edge. And this knife isn't even made to reverse flick, but same principle allows. And this is the smaller version. But again, it's just because it's such a small knife here that when you do that reverse flick, that index finger is just in trouble there of wanting to come onto the blade. So again, just be wary of that. Outside of that, I don't think you'll have any issues with the knife. It is extremely well made, and it carries very, very well. It disappears in the pocket. I don't have any issues with this knife or this design in general. Just as long as you're respecting it as you should, I think you'll be fine. But just I'd be remiss if I didn't tell somebody about it, because it's not something I've actually heard anybody talk about. I haven't watched a ton of videos on this thing, or I haven't watched many videos on it, but the ones I have watched, I don't think actually mention that. So action's pretty stellar, honestly. It's got a pretty heavy detent for the size of knife that it is. It feels heavier than it is, or than it probably is, just because of that size of the knife. But the front flipper works really well. Let's see, can regular front flip it. I don't think I can. Yeah, I can't thumb flick it. Reverse flick is money on this knife, and then the rollover is money. Like I said, in hand, just the way it works, it just fits very nicely. And then the curvature of the handle here really allows you to get locked in, especially if you tuck that pinky up underneath and just really dig in for this thing. And then, of course, because of the type of blade shape it is, those cuts, those regular utility cuts are just going to be absolutely incredible. And the pinch grip is money. I mean, just really money on this knife because of how small it is. It allows you to really just get in there, and those utility cuts are going to be where this knife really shines. So, but yeah, I'm really excited about it. The specs on this guy, you're looking at 2.22 inches on the blade, 5.6 overall, so under 6-inch knife, barely over 5.5 inches. It weighs only 2.5 ounces, so very, very lightweight. But the price tag on these is where it's really cool. So you're looking at anywhere from $135 up to $150. I believe this version is $135. So really great price for what you're getting. S35 in titanium, for under $150. Cannot go wrong with that. And Kansept build quality is just really great. So very excited about this one. Again, this is one I'll probably add to the collection just as a fun little fifth pocket carry, or just a lightweight carry knife for a backup or something like that. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Please remember to be kind, be humble, and be EDC. Take care.